Jabra Nicola was a very strong guy, quite old-fashioned in many ways. I remember when we had a small memorial meeting, Akiva described Jabra in the following words, and I still remember them. He said, with Jabra, you could be sitting in his kitchen, and suddenly he would draw a dividing line, which could not be crossed, ideological dividing line. And Akiva said, before your very eyes, you saw a big chasm opening up in the kitchen before you. He was a very strong-minded, principled guy, and he was in, I think he was in Hammersmith Hospital, I can't remember now. And Moshe rang me and said, Jabra's in hospital, he'd like to see you, or maybe it was Jabra's son, I can't remember. And I went to the hospital to see him. And there he was, this old Palestinian revolutionary, lying in a ward, surrounded by people who were also ill, who were constantly watching all this rubbish and shit you see on television, soap operas and this. And I just felt, what had fate done? What had been this old guy's life? Here he lay, dying, surrounded by sort of trivia, and that his life, he should have been in his homeland. That's where he should have been, and not in London. And I felt very sad for him. And when I went and sat next to Jabra, he just clutched my hand. He was very pleased to see me. And he said, I'm dying. And I said, no, we need you. The new generation needs you. We need people like you to educate. Even if we have not won yet, we will one day. He said, no, I'm dying. Let me die. He was quite pessimistic. So it was a very sad occasion. And I remember driving back from that hospital, I thought about it a great deal, what the 20th century had done, how, in a sense, we were all pawns of history, you know, floating here, floating there, trying to keep our bearings, and this guy was one of those people.